So, you know, I'm sure she could pay your rent. You understand what I'm saying? That's not fair to hold people responsible for your choices. People can't invest more in your life than you're willing to invest yourself. See, and that's the thing about going blind. A blind man doesn't understand what to fear, what to reverence. The lines are blind. He loses his reverence, his respect for God. A blind person doesn't see how to understand. And this is so what happens is the blind person keeps telling themselves lies. As soon as you start telling yourself lies, guess what? You just introduce yourself to the adversary. That's your introduction. As soon as you start telling yourself lies, you're developing an intimate relationship with the adversary. Right? What happens is then we stop seeing things as they are. We start seeing them as we are. See, so as soon as I go blind, I start telling myself lies, or a person starts telling themselves lies, and they're introduced to the adversary. So now they start living a blind life. So now they stop seeing things as they are. They start seeing things as they are. So they're looking through the lenses of how they feel, not dealing with the reality of the situation. So every decision they're making is, this is how I am, so this is how it is. No, it's not. That's not reality. You know, this is how I feel about it, so this is probably how it's supposed to flow. No, it's not. The bottom line is you've been late every day and you're going to lose your job. The bottom line is why you should be working, you texting. You're going to lose your job. But you see things how you are. Well, I'm a nice person. I like talking to people. This, that. No, ain't got nothing to do with that. You about to lose your job. I worked for, when I first left college, fresh out of college, I'm a basketball player. I'm balling, you know, so I took the job really just for a summer. So, and I'm still somewhat carnal, not somewhat, very carnal. Like, I'm still drinking and stuff like that. So we wrote our own timesheets. So if I stayed up with the kids watching a movie, I was like, hey, I worked till 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, put that in the timesheet. If, you know, I'm padding stats, all types of stuff. You know, one day, and then I have orange juice while I'm watching this movie, but in the orange juice is something that's not supposed to be in there. So one day a young man asked me for some of the orange juice. I had to give him the orange juice because otherwise he would have figured, why you ain't giving me the orange juice? So he couldn't go home on a visit, so what do you think he did? Well, you know, you got people giving us a vodka and orange juice, right? So I go off on my supervisor because he's calling me to the carpet. Y'all tripping. I don't need this job, y'all tripping. No. I was looking through the lenses of how I was. I wasn't looking at the reality of, I was a choice away from losing my job and didn't even know it. And I only been there for 6 months. And like a light hit me right up in my head like, you idiot. Would you wake up and start taking care of your business? You know, and then I ended up, you know, moving up the ladder. I was there for like 4 years, but I almost lost my job because I was being irresponsible. I was clouded, right? I know that y'all see so clearly. I know y'all not clouded. But the scripture says, don't lean to your own understanding. You know, don't just be talking to discover your own heart, just to hear yourself sound good. Proverbs 18:2. Don't deceive yourself. Don't entrap yourself and have to be recovered from yourself. Walk in truth. It'll free you. All this stuff is waiting for the real you, but you are bound and smothered in sin and compromising and lies. God is not signing off on a lie. That dream, everything you believe in for, that wealth, it ain't coming to a lie. We have to realize this, and we'll probably have to get into this next week because of time. I'll get into it. Maybe I'll wet your whistle just a little bit. But we gotta move beyond. We have to realize our public presentation doesn't reflect our private lives all the time. But we want what's our public presentation harmonizing with our private life. Like what you see is what you get. Like the government can tap every phone I got. Well, they can do that anyway, whether I tell them or not. Y'all know that, right? If you didn't know, I'm telling you now. You could be sitting in your house and they could look through your computer and tell you everything you're doing. Okay, just in case y'all didn't know, that's not conspiracy theory. That's just the reality. Technology has really moved up, so that's how they be finding folk real quick. All right, so, but I don't care. Look at my house. You're going to get saved. I mean, what do I have to hide? Like, when people, man, I can't believe government can tap into your phone calls. I was like, so what you saying? Like, what don't you want them to tap into? You about to bomb somebody? Well, what's such a secret? See, my life is exposed. There's no secrets. What? You're just gonna get into a counseling session, maybe to help your marriage too. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you tapping into? I ain't cussing nobody out. I'm not behind the scene. Bryce, he all right, you know. Yeah, that won't be on a conversation, you know. You know, he think he all that because he got Hallie. You know, he ain't all that. You know, I mean, so imagine that. You tapped in the conversation. Pastor Keith, I thought that dude was cool. You know, you're not going to get none of that. You know, because actually, if I was thinking that, I'll just tell you. It just works better. I'll just tell you. If I'm thinking something, I'll probably just tell you. It's just easy for me, you know. That way you know. All right, so next week we'll get into how we started, really, how the world set us up, how we started getting into focusing more on our presentation, our personality, versus our the integrity, our character. Because that's what's going to keep us. You know, you guys may not know it, but every book, every piece of literature, everything you saw on TV or media at the first 150 years of this country was all about character. You picked up something that was about character. If it switched in the last 50 years, most of the stuff you picked up is about presentation. It's about personality. It's about your image. If you notice, you see a lot of things focused on image. But when I was young, I was reading Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, stuff like that. I was reading stuff that made me think about in my inner man. But you pick up stuff now, it's all about shine. It's all about, I'm not against, because I hope y'all don't take this personal, but and I'm older. So back in the day, you wouldn't catch nobody wearing a weave. Now it's just normal. I mean, most of the actors and the models, y'all know most of the people on TV, they wore weaves all the time, you know, even though y'all think that's their hair. It's not. But now it's like normal. Even wigs, you're probably rolling wigs now, like, yeah, this is kind of, you know. I mean, it's just the culture that you're in now, but that's because the culture is present yourself the best. Like they did a movie cracking on people being fake. What was it? I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Is that the name of it? Yeah, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Where the guy met a girl, and so he was talking to her, her hair came out. She's bald. He's like, what's going on? And then you know, they was about to intimate, so she took her leg off. And he was like, what's going on? So she took off her undergarments and her what? I'm trying to find a word. But what she had, her chest came off, you know, like, so he was like, I gotta leave. And she was like, don't you run from me. But it was funny at the time because we thought it was funny when people didn't love themselves enough to at least enhance who they were first. You know, like you meet somebody and they popping out the color of their eyes and stuff like that. You know, but that's because the last 50 years has been, you can't get certain jobs if you don't present yourself well. You sit in a job and you could be tired, be like, no, we all alert around here. You could lose the job because you look tired. You ain't smiling enough. Or the boss is cracking jokes, it ain't funny. But you like, now I'll tell you that was a good one. The whole time you're like, it's not funny. Because we've lost integrity. So they're training you to lie, right? I mean,